It is 8 o'clock on Sunday evening, and this is Stamping in the Valley, and we are live on Facebook, and we're going to do, hi Laura, we're going to do a little crafting today, and I called it Surprise Sunday because this is the surprise. I love this card. I found it last night on YouTube, and I got it from Jennifer McGuire. It is a 3D card. Look at that. Look how that is in there. It's 3D. Hey, Bailey, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to create this card. It fits in a regular A size 2 envelope. You have to be a little careful putting something like this in there because it does have so much dimension to it, but it does fit. I've tried it. And hey, Lily. And then when you do this with the sides, it looks like the boat is floating. Isn't that adorable? Hi, Kathy. So this is what we are going to do tonight. Now, when I saw this with Jennifer McGuire last night, she had the cutest little, yes, Knight of Navy, Lily. She had the cutest little goldfish, but of course we didn't have any goldfish, so I just thought about using this stamp set, the Sailing Home. But when I started looking at everything, I think the Starts With Art would be so cute to have like something floating in here, maybe the re-inker or the spools of thread or the pens even. I think that that would be fantastic because you can make a couple of these. So bear with me. This is the first one that I made, and just bear with me because this is the first time that I have done anything like this. And see, when it collapses down, it is just the size of an A2 card, but you have such pretty dimension in there. Just a lot of fun. Okay, so let's go through just a few things like we always do. The free card kits, they've all been mailed out to my downlines and my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So if you order from me, or if you're a downline or a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, these are the card kits that you will receive this month. They just went out in the mail. I have a new Paper Pumpkin subscriber, so I will get hers out in the mail this next week. This is my Happy Crafting Card Kit class. You get 2 of each of these designs. It's $25 for the kit, so you get 8 cards. Everything's in there. You just have to supply the glue and maybe a scissor or something like that. But I cut everything for you. When this video goes over to my YouTube, there will be a link below, and it will tell you all about that. You just email me at joannematty@outlook.com, and I send you, it comes with an exclusive video that will not be shown on this Facebook channel or my YouTube channel. So that's that with the Happy Crafting Card Kit class. And if you are a new customer of mine, you will receive a free catalog. Hi, Judith. And 6 6x6 sheets of designer series paper. This is all retired paper that I've had, so I've cut it up, and it's going out to all new customers. If you are a customer of mine in the past year, you are going to be receiving a free holiday catalog when they come out, okay? So you won't have to order anything like that. I will send it to you, and any of my new customers then will get them also. So let's see, what else do we have to talk about? Remember, we have this special. This is the card that we're going to make tonight. Oh, this is so cute. It's just so 3D. So we have this special that if you order $50 or more in the month of July, you get a coupon code to $5 off in August. Remember that. That's called Bonus Days. And then we're having a recruiting special for $99. You get to pick $155 worth of product out. If you would like to become a demonstrator, there's also a link below when this goes over to my YouTube channel for that. So that's wonderful. And I'll show it again, because if you didn't get it in some of my other videos, these are the 3D embossing folders that are now available in the new style. Hi, Patty. And so I'll just hold it here. If you go back and want to order any of these items, there are the codes. So they had sent me that message. So let's see, did we take care of all of the housekeeping? Yes, let me get that all piled up and out of the way. Good. I am so excited about making this card. I'm a little intimidated though, okay? So just bear with me. Just bear with me. What are we using? We are using, on the layered ovals, I'm using this large oval and it's not scalloped, okay? So we use that, I have to use that tonight to make our opening. I'm using the smooth sailing dies and the Sailing Home stamp set. And that's what I use to create that adorable card. Oh, the giveaway tonight. The giveaway will be this card. It will be, you will receive this card, okay? And you will receive, I cut some acetate. When you see how I put it together, I'm gonna send you 2 pieces of the acetate that is cut for that. And then just a hodgepodge of things that I pulled out of my little box there that maybe you would like to craft with. So that just a little, you know, just a hodgepodge of dies and bows, and I don't know, I found these at the bottom of it. It was like the spatula and the spoons and the little wisp there that came with a stamp set and a framelit set that is now retired. So that's part of the giveaway. Let me just set that aside so that doesn't get in the way. Now, okay, let's talk about this just a second. What we need, I've got everything written down over here. What we're going to use is Night of Navy, Soft Suede, and Smoky Slate. I didn't use any Smoky Slate in this card because when I put this card together, I wanted to stamp my sentiment on the back. You know, because there's really no place, of course, to stamp your sentiment or, you know, make a little note. So that is something that I realized that needed to be done, is that you have to do that on the back of it before you put the card together. So we'll do that on the new one, okay? So let's see, what do we need? We need 2 pieces of cardstock. This is Regular Whisper White and Night of Navy. Of course, with this, the most that I'm trying to show you this evening is the style of this card. You can do anything. I think the Starts with Art would be absolutely adorable in this card. So with that being said, if you've got anything like that, you know, it's just fun when you have elements that then you can go ahead and add the 3D to it. Look at how the boat moves. It cracked me. I loved that card when I saw it crack me up when our little fish were moving. I was like, oh, I could put a boat on that. That's good. So these 2 pieces right here are 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I used a color piece of cardstock and a just regular Whisper White piece of cardstock. Hi, Ellen. And then we will bring in the scoring tool right here. So this is a little big, but we're okay. We have limited space, but it's okay. We'll get it, right? Okay. Let me just do this. Now, what you're going to do with these pieces is after you have them cut, you're going to put the 6 1/4 inch side up against wherever you're going to score. So the long part goes up top. I'm going to take my score tool, and I always use the little one. You're going to score this, make sure it's in the corner nicely, at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Let me make sure I have that, 1/2 inch and 1 inch on the 6 1/4 side. So 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Now we're going to turn it to where the 6 1/4 is still on the top. And we're going to do that again, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to bring the white piece in. And again, we have the 6 1/4 on the top, and we're going to do that again, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And just turn it and do that again. This makes that mechanism that goes in and out. So I'm going to put that right there. Oh, that's great. All right, now we can move this board out of the way. And now we're going to fold these. Well, actually, this goes in and out. We're going to make a little Z fold. Before I fold it, this is the back. And this is where I want to put, where did the scoreboard come from? It's Stampin' Up. It's a Stampin' Up scoreboard. I believe we still have that in the catalog. Don't get me cracked up. Let me see. Let me get my catalog. You know, between the thing with the cutter and then the Big Shot retiring, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just a little, I don't know what to say about everything, but yeah. Let me see if I can find the scoreboard. Yes, right here. It's on page 189. Simply Scored scoring tool right up here. And the number's 122334, and it's $30. And you get those little marks that I had up there, those little things, the little tabs. They came with mine. But that's where I got that scoring board from. So now what we're going to want to do now is stamp our little sentiment on the back here. So I'm going to open up my smoky slate, and I have my little birds already mounted. And I'm going to put birds in this corner and birds down here. And then I'm going to take it in Night of Navy, and I'm going to put my thanks. And I'm going to put that right down here so that you can write your sentiment up here. Good, I'm glad you found it. Big Shot is retiring. Yes, the Big Shot has retired. Yes, it has. Yeah. So that, yes, it has retired. I don't know what they are going to actually do, and I don't really know when. It's been a big issue, and it's not a good issue a lot of times when people are talking about it. So that's all. I don't know what else to say about that. They're going through a lot of changes, Stampin' Up is, and sometimes when you go through changes, you just got to back up, you know. So I guess that's what's going on now. So that's just what it is. Now, what we're going to do with this, since this is the back, we want to flip this over, and where our score lines are, we're going to fold it in on the 1 inch and then fold it back. Okay, so you make a zigzag. You're going to take your bone folder and you're going to really fold this down. You really want that creased. Okay, so let's do this side. You're going to fold it in to the inside on that inch, and you could go ahead and use your bone folder on that if you wanted to, and then fold it back on itself. And that's the back, okay? See how that made that right there? That's the back. I'm going to move this aside. We're going to work with the Night of Navy, and again, folding it, and then back on itself. Fold them both the same way. Use your bone folder. Fold it in on the inch, back on the 1/2 inch, and use your bone folder. Okay. Now, let's look at this. So then when you put this on top of this, okay, that meets up perfectly. All right? So that is how you start with this card. I'm still going to move this out of the way. Now what we want to do with this is I'm going to take my framelit here, and I'm using an oval. Of course, you could use any one that you want. You could use a stitched, anything that you want. But I liked what she did, and then she put a back behind it. I didn't do that, so you know, I kind of modified it a little bit for myself. So I'm going to put this here, and because I've got this going on, the bouncing, I'm going to use some washi tape, and I'm going to stick this down. And I've just got my Big Shot right here to the side of me, and I'm going to quickly run this through here, okay, while we are just move to the side here and just run this through quickly. And here's what we come out with. And we have our perfect, oh, that marred that just a little bit. That did pick up some of that paper. Can we use the other side? No, not really. Okay, I'm gonna have to be okay with it. Well, I bet our little sentiment will cover it up. Okay. You know, stuff like that bothers me. Hi, Karen. Would it be easier to Big Shot before the fold? It might be, yes. She folded it first and then ran it through the Big Shot. So yes, probably. it would be. It wouldn't hurt anything at all. So now you've got that little oval, and you've got that, for another project. So here we go again with this. And now we have our opening. All right, just like that. I'll move that aside. Now, let's talk about how we make our grass here. And what I've done with this is I ran 3 of them through the Big Shot the whole way. All of it. Let me get these out here for you to see. Just to save time, I've already done this. So I made 3 of them whole. All right, just like that. Then I took, and you could see here where I cut it out. I just laid it halfway and let it hang off here. I was off camera, sorry. Sometimes I use blue paint. Yes, blue painter's tape is great also. Anything that's like repositionable. So I let this hang off right here and I cut it out. And then I got these pieces here, and we're going to work with these right now. These little pieces of seaweed, okay? So what we're going to do is take a glue dot, and we're going to make a little element here. See, these are our 3 large ones. So we want to make these, and these are going to, some of them are going to stick on the, they're going to stick out here on the underside of it. That then will give us some nice dimension. So I'm going to take my glue dot off there. If I can reach that, that little piece of paper, okay? And now I'm just going to stick one of these right here that I cut on top of there, just to make that little element like that. Because this is gonna go under here. Like that, does that make sense? See how it's just gonna stick right back here. Okay, just like that. So let's make the second one. And this time I'm going to put the glue dot here, and I'm gonna let my other little grass go the other way, just for a little variety, that's all. Just like that, okay? And now we can go ahead and stick those to the back of this card here. And again, just a couple of glue dots, just on the front of these. Just like this. And now I'm just going to look at this, and I'm going to position them just wherever that I want them. Like this one I'm going to put over here. And sometimes you can move them around a little bit. Put that down there. This way we see more of the seaweed, right? And then this one I'm going to put on this side and kind of let that peek out. I kind of let that grass just kind of peek out there, or seaweed, I should say. Okay? All right, let's move that aside. Now let's bring our white piece back in, and I cut a piece of DSP from the Sailing Home, Come Sail Away Designer Series paper. So that's what I used right here. And this card that I did, it's going horizontal. But this card that I'm going to do, we're going to do it vertical, just to get a little different something, something. And this piece is cut a little bit smaller. It's 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. Okay, 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. This can go down with just some snail. Let me get this greenery out of the way since we're done with that. And now with this, I'm going to place it inside here. And it's okay if it's a little short on top and bottom, and you want to place it inside the scoring lines, because then when you fold this in, it doesn't buckle. Okay, that's why it's just it's just like about 1/8 of an inch. Hi, Sue. It's just about 1/8 of an inch shorter. So again, 4 1/8 by 5 1/4 for that inside piece. Now, let's talk about the acetate. This is just a piece of clear acetate. We sell it as window sheets. And I cut this at about 4 1/4 by 1/4 inch. And I stamped my little boat, and I took a glue dot and I placed it back here just to hold it. Isn't that fun? And that's all you need. That is absolutely all you need. That's all that's holding that boat right there on this sweet little card. And then, oh, I just love it that it goes in and out and it looks like the boat is moving. So then I just kind of eyeballed this to see where I wanted it. And so I'm figuring about halfway on the little white piece here, about halfway. So I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to place it right here. And then I'm going to let my acetate hang over. I'm going to kind of look at this. Don't let it hit that glue dot because it will adhere it to it. So I'm just going to kind of, yeah, I like it about there. So kind of toward the middle of this, and I'm just going to let that glue dot hold on to that boat so that then when this goes in and out, then the boat moves. Hi, Patty. Hi, Sue. Okay, now what we're going to do is, actually, I should have just, let me hold off on this right quick. And let's attach our greenery back here. Sorry. I'm going to take my seaweed, and this I wanted to use some Tombow with, and I'm going to place it in the background on the DSP. Like I said, this is just my second time making this card, and you know, there's a few steps to it. Don't get intimidated, because just do one thing at a time. And of course my glue gets clogged as soon as I get on camera, right? Let me unclog it with my pin. Okay, let's hope that does it. And we're just going to, yes, put a little Tombow on these edges just to hold this in place. And what I want to do is graduate these. So my first one, I'm going to put on the bottom here, just letting it stick down. Just like that. Then I'll take my second one, and I'm going to put it on the other, that's a lot of glue. I don't really want it to squish out. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on this other side, but up a little bit. The whole thing about this card is getting this mechanism behind here correct. So I'm just going to do that. And now this center one, I'm going to stick it up even further. All right, right here in the middle. It doesn't matter if they overlap. Seaweed is always just, you know, waving across itself. Why Tombow and not glue dots? You could use glue dots, sure. I just figured that I had so many little areas to glue down that by the time I stuck the glue dots on there and then peeled the little backs off, or even used my other glue dots that didn't have the backs, that I just kind of thought the Tombow would be quicker. So, so that's why. But yes, you can definitely use glue dots. No problem on that, because now I have Tombow on my fingers. So, so okay, now I want to just let this dry nicely. And it is doing just that. Oh, so cute. And I'm going to move that aside. I stamped an anchor and I cut it out with the framelit die. With the die, it's not a framelit. Will I ever get used to that? I don't know. And then I cut a piece of this twine. This is in the collection with the Sailing Home. It's in the bundle. And if you want it to loop around to where the loop is on the front right here, where it crosses over here instead of the other way, then take your loop right here and feed it from front to back. And then that should be good. That should be just fine. See, when you do it from front to back, and then you just loop it in here. All right, and snug that down. That gives it a nice little nautical look, keeps your thread nice and tight, and then you could cut these to the desired length. And that's exactly what we're gonna do right there. Perfect. And then with this, I'm just going to add a couple of small dimensionals, the mini dimensionals with this, just one on top and one on bottom. I'll take these little backs off so that we're ready with this, because really and truly, we are close to being done. I didn't know if it'd come together this quick, guys. Honest, I was like, oh my goodness. This is a lot, but we're gonna get through it. All right, now what we want to do is add our boat. So remember, I put my glue dot in the middle, and then I eyeballed it with this right here. I just kind of eyeballed it a little bit. And I like it around that greenery right there, all in the seaweed. And I'm just gonna let that glue dot hold my boat. Now, what we're gonna do, and you definitely want Tombow on this because you need the wiggle room. Absolutely need the wiggle room. And I'm just going to run my Tombow up each side of my Whisper White here, over across the acetate. Get it on the top, get it in the corners really well, okay? Now we're going to take our little element that we did here, and we're gonna place it over top of this, and you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, yeah, this is why you don't wanna do this with snail. You don't wanna do this with like tear and tape, because you do need that wiggle room to get things, like I put it on the desk, and I make sure my bottom is right there. And now I can adjust my sides. And now's the time to do it. Work kind of diligently. You could even take a clothespin to clip this, you know, if you wanted to hold that down while you mess around with this other side. But I think we've got this pretty well. All right, yes, oh, came together nicely. Let me tell you, hi Sandra, I was worried to death about this stage of the game with this card, because I thought if I really get this off, look at how cute that boat looks in there. Isn't that adorable? And then when you move this, the boat moves. It's so cute. Now, you have your acetate hanging out here. So what I did was I put my card together like that. I made sure that I was right to the edge here. We're in really good shape here. I am amazed and thrilled at the same time. And I'm just going to cut that acetate right off of there. Try to get that nice and even. Okay. All right, now you've got this little piece. You could always make another little one of something going somewhere. I am so happy you like this, Sue. Thank you. I really agonized about it because it's out of my comfort zone. It is an interactive card, and you know, you just take your time and line things up. I am so stinking pleased with this. And there's our back. I love it. I am just, oh, I'm amazed. I'm so happy I did it. Okay, now we're going to attach our anchor. I put the little anchor here, and you could, of course, embellish with anything you want. And then I stamped up here, set sail in the direction of your dreams. Just like that. I put a few dimensionals on the top because it's going to hang over here. Where that paper ripped a little bit right there, I'm just going to cover that up with that dimensional. Isn't that cute? That is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. We can always make lemonade out of lemons, right, guys? Always making lemonade out of lemons. So I'm going to take this and put it right there. And that, oh, so adorable. Now I'm going to take one of my sail away trinkets. And I only have one ship's wheel left. Oh my goodness. But I do have all the anchors. I just didn't want to put 2 anchors. And with this, I'm going to use just a couple glue dots on this. And this will be beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed our surprise Sunday. This was my surprise, was an interactive card. And we'll go over the giveaway again. You're gonna get one of these cards. I might just give you this one because it has a sentiment on the back. If you were a little, look at how cute that came. Oh my goodness. I believe I will send you this one. Thank you, Ellen. I love it. I am so happy, and thank you, Jennifer McGuire, for the wonderful tutorial. She's really a fantastic teacher. Really explains things very well. I am going to send this card, okay, because this one, I did not put a sentiment on the back at the beginning. You should put the sentiment on the back at the beginning because it's flat. See, so that's what I did on this one. Thank you. So, oh my goodness, I just didn't know how they were going to come out, and they are just adorable. I'm so absolutely ecstatically thrilled with these cards. Oh, let me do an envelope real quick. Let's do an envelope. I want to use my anchor. Let me get that out of the stamp set right quick. And with that, I'm going to just use some soft suede, and I'm going to stamp it off. I want my anchor to look worn. Thank you so much. Another one out of the park. Thank you, Billy. Patty, thank you. Very cute. I am just, now these are just adorable. And like I said, I know I did this with the Sailing Home bundle, but I really think the Starts With Art would be just too adorable. And see, this one has the paper going vertically in the background, and this one has it going horizontally. So just a little difference, but you're going to get the vertical one because I've got the back of it stamped, okay? I missed how we got to the anchor. Oh, this anchor right here, I just stamped it and cut it out with the framelit, and then hooked the rope, this twine that came in that bundle. And let's see, let's do the soft suede. And I'm going to stamp it into soft suede. I'm going to stamp it off over here on some paper, and I wanted it a lighter version of the soft suede. So it almost looked weather. And that, and then here, and I'm loving that, absolutely loving this. Loving this. I can't believe I made this card. I'm really thrilled to death with this myself, that I even did something this interactive. So, you know, I get intimidated. I have to admit, guys, I really do get intimidated. So here's the giveaway. It's the card with the sentiment on the back. A little sea critter would look cute where a boat is too. Yes, I think so too. She did hers with goldfish, and I'm telling you, they were stinking cute. They really, really were stinking cute. So the giveaway is this card right here with the sentiment on the back, and then a hodgepodge of things out of my little box that, you know, sometimes I cut things. I'm like, oh, I don't want to use that. Oh, I want to use this. So just a hodgepodge of little things that are out of my box right here. And I'm going to send 2 of the acetate things just in case that you would. I can't believe you did it. Oh, you're so sweet, Lily. I swear. I can't believe I did it either, because let me tell you, through cleaning the house and doing laundry and everything today, I kept coming in here and going over and going over and going over this card because I was so afraid that I was like, this is a lot for me. It's really out of my comfort zone, but I made it and I did it, and that makes me feel wonderful. So you are going to get these 2 pieces of acetate. This way, if you want to do something like this with any stamp set that you have, guys, you can use these, okay? So that's the giveaway right there with that card. And yes, I am so thrilled. Remember, the pieces, it's so simple. And, you know, you don't have to use DSP back here. Thank you, Laura. She used a stamp set, and she stamped some things in the background, some bubbles. So, I just said, oh, well, I'm going to save a little time, let the DSP do the work for me. And that's how I use the DSP in the background of that. But remember, the two pieces that are so important that you have here are two pieces. My Night of Navy, they are 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's what these are, the Night of Navy and the Whisper White. 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. The background piece of DSP is 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. And that's really, you do all the decorating. No matter what set you have, you do the decorating. I am just, this is just too cute. I think that is just adorable how our boat just floats. Thanks so much for being with me on this Sunday, and thanks for hanging in there with me while I challenged myself with this project on a live Facebook. Usually I'll challenge myself on my YouTube channel because I can edit, but I thought, nope, I'm diving it in, and here we go. And this just came out adorable. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with me. Please comment, and that's how I pick the giveaway. I'll pick it tomorrow night, and I will let you guys know. Have a great weekend, Sue, and I will let you guys know tomorrow. You'll get like a little message in your little box on your Facebook, and I'll tell you if you have won the giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Happy crafting, everyone. I am just thrilled with these little cards. Thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate every one of you. Have a wonderful weekend, or I should say have a wonderful week coming up, and we'll just do it again next Sunday evening at 8 o'clock. Thanks again for watching, and happy crafting.